Hi guys, hello. How is everyone? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Hi guys, how are you doing? I hope you're great. Happy new month, happy new month, happy new month. We bless God for getting us into this new month healthy. Hi Daniela, hi sweet Yabo, thank you for listening in. Is the Value Wednesday? No, I was saying, guys, I used to have a series called Value Wednesday, and it's still like right at the top of my tip of my tongue. But what we have today is the Value Monday. That's what we have. That's what's going on. That's what I've been doing for a while now. And today is Q&A. So I'm excited to have you guys on. Welcome, Lisa. Let me know where you guys are listening in from. My name is Amelie Enemo, aka Chokomom. If you're meeting me for the first time, nice to meet you. What part of the world, country are you listening from? I'm here in Lagos, Nigeria. At home, a little bit rattled because my kids were supposed to go back to school after midterm. But for some reason, yesterday night we got this email saying they're going to be at home for 1 week and they're going to be doing online lessons. So if you see any little person just running, it's part of life. So today, questions and answers. So if you have any questions about business, marketing, content, or just life in general, or any question that is bugging you, business, startup, marketing, content creation, lifestyle. I've been in business for 10 years, but officially online business for 7 years. So I've pretty come quite far, and I think I've paid my dues. And I think I could be able to help somebody out here today. And my goal is to be able to help you transition. If you have a job or if you have a business and you want something on the side, I call myself the extra income queen. Why? Because this is something that I did, and I'll share a little bit of my story, just to give you guys a bit background as to why I think I'm in a good position to be able to help somebody today. So I'm an international trained lawyer, practiced for about 5 years. And then for me, it was really long hours and the pay was not great. So that's when I started thinking to myself, what else can I do? It'd be nice to support my spouse. I just recently got married and I had a little one on the way and finances were very tight. So I was asking myself like, oh my gosh, this is the time that I need to be able to not be furniture in my house, not just put all the bills on my husband, but what can I do that can help me to be able to support him, And, I met a lady who is still my mentor till today, and she did tell me that, she's she called herself a home engineer, but like a wealthy home engineer, and that really caught my interest. And since then, I started doing business. But before I even let my law job, I had a part-time business in event management and fashion house. I had a fashion house, so I was doing that on the side, weekends, 1 hour every night. It was tough, but what that created for me was like a landing point to be able to transition from a 9 to 5 to being able to be a full-time entrepreneur. And that journey now, I've come so long. I bless God. I'm able to work from home, like have multiple figure income businesses. And this is not to say to impress anybody, but what I'm saying is that I've also come to the place where I believe that each and every one of us, God has given us a life purpose, God has given us a light, and we have to shine it. Sometimes we feel like we want to hoard information, we want to hoard what we have. Hi Chama, Councillor, thank you for listening in. Lady Boss, you guys let me know where you're listening from. Okay, Sweetie, we're listening from Abuja. Hey, shout out to Abuja, Nigeria. Let me know where you're listening from. And if you're listening in, excuse me, today is a Q&A. I call this an easy way to get me to answer your business questions without paying a dime. Now, why am I saying this? Typically, if I have a business session with you for an hour, and the minimum you can book it is 2-hour session, and it's $200 per hour. So this is me being able to answer any question you ask me live for free. And depending on how interactive you guys are, I always have a free gift I give out every Q&A. And I'll tell you guys what it is when the time comes. But the reason why I do this is that I want to be able to help somebody today. I already have one question in, and I'm going to answer that. And when I finish answering that question, if there's no other question, I'm going to love you guys and leave you. But if there are additional questions, I will go ahead and answer those questions for the person that sent in this question. This is actually my sister. We have like a Millionaire Mastermind Club. sometime last week, and she asked that question. I answered that question for her during our meeting, but I thought this is the same question a lot of people have, so I would also share the answer to that question here, and anybody else who has any question, I'll be able to answer. So in my whole years of being able to run a business and continue to run a business, I've learned a few things. And I've learned that givers never lack, even though it's a principle in the Bible, it is a principle in the online space. Now, this is me slowly transitioning into answering her question. And what was her question? She recently went into real estate. She lives in the US and she wants to come onto the online space, which is what I realized that a lot of people struggle with. Now, Facebook has over at least 3 billion active users, Instagram at least 1 billion active users, but a lot of these active users, they're here to have fun, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? People are here to have fun, they want to catch their cruise. But then there are some people that have businesses or life purpose, like I say. Sometimes you might not just have a business venture that makes money. It might even be a ministry. It might be that you come and share the light. You just want your voice to be heard, whether it's for domestic violence, child trafficking, child slavery, women supporting women, and you feel like you want to own your own online space. You want people to hear you, but you don't know how to do it. Or you have a business. In my sister's case, she started a real estate company with her husband. It's going well, and she's wondering, how does she come into the social media? We always call her like monitoring space. She's like a ghost. She's not remotely interested in the online space, and she's wondering, how can she get in? What is the best way to get in? She was thinking, should I open like a business page and just start putting things on real estate, pictures of houses that we're refurbishing, and get people information that way. And here was my answer. So people might disagree with this, but this is my personal experience and personal opinion. We realize that the world of today, normal human beings do business with people, not so much as pictures or brands. Before, we used to think like, brand is like some company. Now, human beings are the brands. I know how much money so many companies are dishing out currently. You use brand influencers. Why are they doing that? Because bigger companies don't really have a face, but they can get an individual and put to represent them as face. And this is another typical example. If I post a picture of myself with my family on my page, the interaction is crazy. If I post just a written quote or just like a generic picture, it doesn't get as much love. Why? Because human beings connect with human beings. It's no longer the kind of marketing and branding that people do where I take a picture of let me just say this cardboard and I just post it and I don't say anything. No, but if I do a little reel or video with me using this cardboard and what it can do for me and what it can do for you, there's more chances of you being able to purchase this or connect with this. So what the advice that I gave her, and my opinion till tomorrow, start off with, it can be a private page, it can be a personal page, whatever it is, but be human. Be a human being. Don't be one of those people that you're just posting generic pictures. I know at the beginning so many people are uncomfortable to maybe even come live and do a video, show their face. And I also say like I'm the kind of I'm a typical example of somebody who should be staying away from the video, right? I have a natural leap of growth, and people always like, oh, where does your confidence from? First of all, it comes from God, but everybody has vulnerabilities. You are a human being. Show that face. A lot of us are behind the screen. We're trying to hide behind the screen. And if you're just joining me in, today is Q&A Monday. So if you have any questions, put it down and I would answer that before I jump off. But I was already answering the first question that I got. And also let me know where you guys are listening from. I can see a couple of people from Abuja here. I don't know where all other people are listening in from. But put in your questions in the question section, and I was answering the question of if I just started my business, or maybe I have an offline business and I'm wondering how is the best way to come into this online space. Should I create a typical different page totally for my business and just go hard on business, pictures on just business, or have a personal page and slowly grow that? Like I mentioned, some people might not agree with me, but I believe in you. If you already have a personal page, use that platform, because you are not selling to robots, you're selling to human beings. In this case, my sister, in this case, she has a real estate company. It is human beings that will buy her property. It is human beings that will rent her property. It is human beings that will take the advice on real estate. It is human beings that are going to react, not pictures. Even brands and companies that are huge get human beings to put in their face in their adverts to influence on their behalf in order for sales to happen. This is also free advice I'm going to give anybody. Go with value. Another question she asked was, okay, so what would I be posting? Would I just be posting about pictures of houses I'm letting out, houses I own, houses I'm renting, or houses that I'm refurbishing? And the truth is, go from knowledge. People want to learn something, right? Most of you that are on this live, you're here to learn. You're not here to hear me talk about myself and say, peace and love, I'm out. No, you want to learn something. And everybody can teach something. So in her case, being in the real estate space, she's learning so much. I mean, there's some days she's trying to pull out her hair. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening. And we're like, yes, this is going to happen to somebody else who's going to be a newbie in the same industry. This is going to happen to somebody else. So if you share this, if you share that pain, that challenge, and share the solution, what you're going to do is you're going to get a tribe of people that maybe want to start up their own real estate business, that are just regular human beings that want to know how to buy a good house. I have friends that are into real estate as well, but the truth is, anything uncompleted building scares me. Anything property scares me. I just want you to say, hey, that's a good investment, buy it. How much is it? I sign and I say, go and deal with everything else. Somebody like me will like to learn what are the pitfalls to look out for in buying a property you own, a property you want to live in, a property you want to rent, a property you want to have as investment. These are things that you can teach as a human being with a face on any social media platform. And when you do that long enough, you're going to create a tribe. And the same tribe, if you have any products or services that you're selling, they're going to buy from you. So if you're stepping into the social media space, I want you to remove from your mind trying to make money. I want to remove from your mind trying to be a business. I want you to remove from your mind trying to be a certain kind of way. You need to know, first of all, value, value, value. Some people are wondering, am I going to be talking about the same thing over and over again? If you look at my page and if you study it very well, there are not more than 5 things you're going to see. I'm very into my children, my Choco boys. I'm not the Choco mom. Hey. I'm very into my God. I'm very into business startup. I'm very into marketing. And I'm into positivity and my little craziness in my space. Those are the most likely 5 things you're going to see about me. But you can recycle all of those things over and over and over again. Break it into little parts. This that I'm doing here now is a live video, but it's about business coaching, it's about answering your questions. It fits into one of those segments. I'm showing my face, I'm answering your questions. I look a bit rattled today because my kids are back home and I'm trying to mom as well as give value. That's what people want to see. I know a couple of moms that we're all bitching right now, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're extending the stay at home for our kids for 1 more week. We're angry, we're upset. That's life. So last week before the midterm started, I gave a few tips to help moms not to lose their mind, stay sane for the midterm. That's something that I was struggling with. That's something I shared with somebody and it made sense to them. That's something that you can share with somebody and it makes sense to them. Apply the same energy with your business. Apply the same energy with any message. Apply the same energy when you're coming into the social media space. Unless you're just here for fun and vibes, you're just like a little monetary spirit, you just go on pages and you look around and you have fun, that's okay. After all, it's social media for a reason. But I always say to people, imagine if all of us were doing the same thing, we're not creating any content, it's not going to be very fun. Because what are you going to be looking at? If you never post a picture of yourself, never post a picture of anything, then all of us do the same thing. The whole social media is going to be very boring because there will be no content. Okay, so that's my answer to her as to how does she come into this space and being able to give value, whether it's to be just start a business page straight up and go hardcore on business, or continue to use her personal page and be able to transition after a while. Okay, let me just go down and see if I have any questions. So are there any questions right now? If you're just joining me, this is the Value Monday and it's a Q&A session, and what I'm doing is I'm taking questions on business or life, marketing, content, anything I could be able to pretty much help you guys within my sphere of expert to help you have an awesome November. Yes, happy new month, by the way. If I haven't said that to you, if you just joined in. Let me know where you're listening from. I'm going to give a couple more minutes and see if I get any more questions. If there are no questions, then hey, I'm going to love you guys and leave you and continue with my sweet burden of my life. I have a freebie, but usually the freebie comes out when there's a good interactive session. Unfortunately, this crowd, I'm not seeing it. So if you want to win that interactive session, maybe give me like one thing you've learned so far since you just joined the live, or one thing that you take away, and maybe it might be the one that will be able to win. Maybe you'll be the one that will be able to win the freebie that I have for today's live. So any questions, guys? Drop your questions. What do you need? You on break?
Just a 5 minutes session, I'll go back in.
Okay. So just wait 5 minutes. Go plug your tablet. So let me try. I told you guys that my little minions will bust in anytime. I'm a mom. Yeah, so do we have any questions? If there are no questions, if you've been here since the beginning, did you learn anything? Did anything make sense to you? What are your plans for November? This is so key. Now we're going into okay, a question just popped in by Choma. Let me just finish my train of thought before I forget. Now we're going into almost 2022. It's like literally 2 months. I don't know about other countries of the world, but see, Nigerians, December we wind down. It's like party mode, blank space, airhead till January. So this is my little secret tip to people. Do your goal board, do your vision board, set your goals for the year in November. Like the year ends in November and the year starts on January 1st. The year does not start on January 3rd or 4th. No. So you can hit the ground running. By the time you recover from the parties in December, it's already like January 7th because you're bloated, you have no energy, you're waking up. So this is my own tip. I try and write my goals, plan what I'm doing for the next year, and I'm ready. Like my goal board is already here. I need to just update it with any other goals that God is sharing with me and the passion that are coming through, and I just pin it. So the ones that I've achieved this year, I ticked it off and taken it out. Thank God for his goodness on that, and then looking at next year. So let me answer the next question. It says, do you think sharing my personal story and seeking to help other people go through... Hold on. I'm trying to understand this question. So sorry. Do you think sharing your personal story and seeking to help other people go through their sales? Chema, correct? I didn't get this question. So correct me. Just say yes if the question is correct so that I can answer it and I'll make sure I'm answering your question right. So what you're trying to say is that, do I think, because I can see here it says Chema the counselor, right? So also tell me what you do so I can narrow it down for you and make sure that I give you the best value. So you're saying, do I think that you sharing your personal story and seeking to help other people go through, obviously, the same thing you've gone through, sells? Is that correct? Can I get a yes? So like the strategy of, whatever it is you're selling or your business is offering or your counseling is by you sharing your personal story. And then, for example, let me say, I was a lady that was struggling with A, B, C, D, and now I don't. I found a solution. And sharing my story and my challenges, and I'm trying to help any other person who is in that space or who has that kind of problem to go through whatever it is they're going through, whether that is a good business strategy. Just give me a yes. I have another question. Choma, if you can answer that for me, yeah, so I can answer your questions while I take the other one that I just come in. So what can I do for you? Nothing. Okay, awesome. So remember I said 5 minutes and then you can go tell Nancy to log you back in. Sorry guys, I just had to answer my son. Okay, so Cassie, just hold on for 1 second. Let me answer Choma's question because she said yes, exactly. So her question, if you're just joining in, this is the business Q&A Monday. This is your best way to get me to answer your business questions for free. And if you're interactive enough, you might win my freebie this Q&A Monday. Okay, so Choma's question is, do you think sharing her personal story and seeking to help other people go through it sells? 110%. Now, why am I saying that? The best business strategy is to be a human being. Now, the businesses that sell and continue to sell and create raving fans are the people that understand that they're selling to one customer. that are selling to one. I think you should go and log in now. So like more than 5 minutes. Close my door, please. Thank you. If you understand that you're selling to just one customer, you are the best business person and business solution. Let me give you a typical example. I would use myself as an example. Or let me use my human resource business. I have a human resource business where I get clients recruitment training. The current clients that I have right now have a human resource problem. They have jobs available, but they don't have competent staff to fit in that position. Let me use myself as an example. When I was running this business, it's been running for almost 4 years now. I had a situation whereby my personal assistant one day got up, quit, turned off her phone, and I couldn't reach her. And I could not, I was so confident and I taught her everything that I knew, and then I just let her do whatever it is. I wasn't following up to say, oh, I need to see your system. Are you saving things how I've taught you? I need to see this. I need to see this. Copy me in all emails, because I'm like, come on, you've been working for me for 6 months. I don't need to be micromanaging you. But I almost shut down. I almost had a mental breakdown, and I had crisis for a month. I had people calling me and they're like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I'm so sorry. We're having crisis. We're going to sort this. That was a personal experience. Now, today, when I hire people for my clients, I say to them, whatever this person's job description is, you must put a system in place so that it's not dependent on an individual. It is dependent on a system. If you mess up on my job, on my business, I kick you out today, nobody ever even notices. Why? Because the system is mine. The phone is mine. The server is mine. Everything is backing up. Every email that goes out, I have a copy. Every document that you save is saved on our cloud. The desktop is mine. I check in every Monday. On Monday, you tell me what you're doing for the week. On Friday, you give me completed taxes. So I know what is going on. So Choma, for your question, whatever your experience is, if my content and my niche of what I want to teach, I don't teach that, right? Is to focus on people that have businesses and how to help their human resource department, or even small businesses that don't have a typical human resource department, get the best staff and being able to never have the crisis that I had. This that I just shared with you now, if I said I want to do a 2-day masterclass, I've been sharing all those tips, helping people, and then in 2022, I say, oh, I'm going to have a 2-day masterclass for anybody who wants us to practicalize this, to help all their companies have their systems in place, and the cost is $100. Do you think people are going to pay? The answer is yes. And they will pay, and at the end of it, they're going to say thank you. Why? Because I have shared my vulnerability with you. I have a friend that she had twins and triplets. I have single children. I can't relate. But she always shares her struggles about that with moms that have triplets and twin children. So it is a fantastic strategy for you to help people when you share your vulnerability. That's why I'm saying that people sell, not just like a picture or brand, because a person can be vulnerable, a person can be relatable. So people will buy from those people, just like you said, sharing your personal story and using it to help people in order for you to sell the product. Because remember, your sales is coming from a solution. So people are paying for the solution that you're giving them. I hope that's answered your question. If not, please let me know in the section below. Cassie, okay, so your questions. Okay, Cassie said, what's she lessons learned? Use your established platform to build your business. Use what people can relate to. Cassie is in the running of winning this thing. Thank you. So let me know what else you guys have learned so far. I have another question here. Sweet Yabo says, please, I'm looking for a second income stream. Don't really want to depend on a salary alone. I have a couple of business ideas in mind, but not sure how to start. Okay, now this is my advice to you. Have a couple ideas in mind, and it's so interesting. I'm writing a book, and one of the parts of my book is like that talks about exactly how to narrow down which one to start. But I'll share my own personal story. If you're a creative person, and I have a sister, she probably when she watches this is gonna laugh. We call her ADHD. She comes up with like creative ideas and content like almost 5 every day. It's ridiculous. Like her brain is fast. Now what we always tell her, each time she sends us a message, we're like, no, write it down, start from 1 and work your way down. So if you write down, because you don't want to depend on a salary, and trust me, I believe you, anybody who is depending on a salary right now is living on a high risk. Because if that company is not your father's company, they can fire you. I'm not saying I'm not wishing anybody bad, but the truth is, as it is right now, living in Nigeria, I'm going to give you an example. Inflation has gone up so much. Like foodstuff, prices of food has tripled. So we're going from something that used to be like 1,000 naira to is now what 2,000 naira. That's 1,000 naira difference, but people are still earning the same salary. So it's not just even not relying on one salary. Things are getting harder. If you're just relying on one salary, you still have the same bills, which are increasing. Food is increasing, but you're earning the same thing. So if you don't know how to start, write down all those things and look at the first one. This is where I say, look at all that list. Which one tickles your fancy immediately? Now, a lot of people will say, go from your passion. I've also been there. I was very passionate about fashion, and that's what I started. I did it for 4 years, and I said, no, thank you. Because sometimes what you're thinking you're good at and you want to do is just a hobby. When you start it as a business, you realize that, no, I'm not really interested in doing this as a business. It should stay a hobby. But if you don't have a list down on paper, right? Because your brain can think of this today, tomorrow is thinking about something else. But if you write down 1, 2, 3, 4, this is what I want to do, right? How do I start number 1? Do I need $500,000? Do I need $100? Do I need $200? How much time is it going to take me? What skills do I need? What do I currently know and have today? And let me just advise you, because this is something I go through every single day. People say the same thing to me. I want to start an extra income, but I don't want to sell, and I don't have money to start up a business. None of those two is possible. You need to know how to sell, or learn how to sell, or be willing to sell, and there's some kind of money you need to commit, right? So those are the things you need to look at. But even if you don't have money, I always tell people, money is usually not always the issue. It's the mindset. Because today, God forbid, if they said to me, you need to pay your children's school fees now, and if you don't pay them, they're going to throw you out of school, and I can't come up with money, my husband can't come up with money. This wig on my hair, sweetie, is going to be sold in 5 seconds, as long as anybody can give me money. That is money start of the business. Now, in terms of having many ideas on which one to start with, you have to start from the one. Don't try and do everything together. I've given you guys typically 3 businesses that I've done: event management, fashion. I have an online coaching business now. I'm into network marketing as well. But I didn't do all of them all at the same time. I started with one. And then when this one stabilizes, I add this one. And then when this one stabilizes, I add this one. I can decide that I don't want this anymore. This doesn't tickle my fancy anymore. I'm not passionate about this. This business has to go. And then I can add something else. Okay? So, sweetie, but let me know if this has answered your question. And let's try and hold you accountable here. Take 5 minutes, 10 minutes today. Put it on paper. You can post it on your page and tag me, or you can send it to me as a DM. Let me just see, just to be able to help you, because people like accountability. Write it down. What are those ideas? Because sometimes your ideas in your mind, when you put it down on paper, you realize that, sweet darling, this is not a business. This is a hobby. But if you write it and you sit down and have a little bit more thought, then you can start to say, okay, I want to start up this business. My salary is 100,000 naira. I need to start saving 10,000 naira out of my salary. If I save for 6 months, I can start something, right? Or I work 10 hours. I only have 30 minutes. Which business can I start now that I can start with 30 minutes a day, and over a period of time, I'll be able to get exactly what I want, okay? But let me know if I've answered your question. If you guys are listening in still, if you're just joining me, this is the Value Monday Q&A. And what I'm doing here is answering any questions that is bugging down to business, life, marketing, content, anything, pretty much the good stuff that can help you have awesome November, awesome life, awesome businesses, and just be blessed today. Okay, so Iyabo, Chioma, they've gotten all their questions answered. I don't see any more questions. If there are any more questions, let me have them before I jump off. And then Cassie, thank you for sharing what you learned. Okay, guys, so I'm going to leave this 2 more minutes to see, for you guys to do this. I usually like to give away freebie. I don't want to go out with my freebie, but I can see there's a bit of interaction. So if you ask a question, great. I'm happy I'm able to answer you guys' question. Cassie has shared one thing that she learned so far. I need somebody, or Cassie, in order for you to completely win this, hands down, share another thing that you've learned from me answering Chioma and Sweet Yabo's questions. Or if you're just joining in, I'll be here since that you've learned something. Put in the comment section 2 things that you've learned, and then I can, by what is it called? Lucky Deep, choose who is going to be the winner of the freebie before I log off. But if I don't get any of those things, I will not be giving it out, and unfortunately we're gonna wait till the next time I do a Q&A, which is I don't know when. So let me know. And if you're just joining in and you have a business or you have a job, whatever it is, if you've had questions, or you guys are those ones that slide into my DM asking questions, this is the opportunity to ask your questions. Why I like to take the questions live is because your question might be the same question that somebody else has, and the same challenges and worries. When I first joined in, I answered my sister's question, and I know it might have helped somebody else. And 2 other people have asked really, really key, important questions today that can potentially help you. Or even if you encounter that problem in future, you're not going to be worrying about the answers because you've heard somebody ask it. So this is why I love to actually do this. So I'm not answering the same question over and over and over again on DM, individual people. A bit like we're all wasting our time and just getting the answers one by one. So 1 more minute so I can answer any questions you guys have. Don't be shy. And if you're just joining in, it's Awali Enemo, aka Choco Mom, and I'm encouraging all of you. November is the month you want to set your goals for 2022. Don't wait till December because we're in the party mode. We're in the, like they say, Jaye mode. We're all in the wind down mode. And then January, you're like, it's January. Oh my gosh, I'm already late. No. Do it in November. So if anything else is coming into your head, you're adding it to your list. Again. Okay, I have a question here, maybe a comment. Chema says, I never actually thought of a masterclass. I will do that next year, January precisely. Hey! Chema has been abundantly blessed and money is coming in January. Yes, my darling. You can do a masterclass. You can do anything you want. So maybe today, you joining this Q&A was God's way of telling you one more way for you to monetize what you're currently doing. And you're doing an amazing job. I have to commend you on that. I've seen your page. So yes. And people out there are looking for what you have. Cassie, I'll come back again. And she's saying, what she's sharing is what she learned, and says, based on Yabo's beginning to the question on a business she's been nurturing, might just be a hobby. And her take home is that she's going to go off and write down the ideas. Guys, if you've been here from the beginning to the end, in fairness and honesty, do we all believe that Cassie has won this freebie? And the freebie is a 20-minute coaching with moi. So Cassie, sorry. Yes, Cassie, so what I want you to do is, please, after this live, or you can do it while I live, whichever one, go ahead and send me a message and say, I won the freebie for the 20-minute free coaching session with you. What I'm going to do is, as soon as I have a bit of a settled day, I would respond back to you and we can schedule a time that works for both of us. And you get me for 20 minutes, darling. Whatever it is you want to ask a question, whatever it is you want us to discuss, let's get it done. I don't know if you have a business, I don't know if you have a job, but you are pretty much getting at least over $120 worth of content time with me for free because you were actually listening. And yes, correlations, Cassie, is I don't take that lightly, and I say to anybody who is in the US, $120 is decent money. But if you're in Nigeria today, the current exchange rate, if it's, let's even say CBN, is 420 naira per dollar. Times that by 120. So you can know how much she's walking away with today. Okay? And value, yes, girl, I'm happy for you. So yes, please use that. Milk it. And I always keep to my word. So I will definitely book you in. If it's not this week, next week, but it's gonna happen. Okay? So you guys, thank you for listening in. Thank you for coming in. And you can set your notifications on. I do lives every Monday on different topics, and then once in a month, once in 2 months, I do the Q&As and come here and offer you value. But I'm going to share this on my page as well, and if you think that somebody who will learn something from here, you got all this free, share it with somebody. And trust me, you know, even the Bible says givers never lack. I'm learning this too. I didn't just get here easily. Before I used to think, all the things that I know, I keep it to myself. I build my business. I make more money. No, the more you share, the more the doors are going to open. The more people are going to come to you to give you. Because the houses that we're living in, the trees that we're staying under for shade, we didn't plant it. Somebody else planted it. So be willing to sow seeds, because when you sow seed, you're going to have a harvest. So whatever it is, be willing to give. If I share all my knowledge today, I don't lose anything. Why? Because it is in my head. That's the gift God has given me. And He's going to only do what? Give me more. So be willing to shine your light. Don't worry about being perfect. You will notice that I said this live and I had a crisis morning, but it was 11 o'clock before I could even apply my makeup. So I'm like, you know what? Coming in here without makeup, just to show you guys that we're all human. I'm not perfect. Nothing is perfect. But I encourage so many people that whatever God is speaking to you, your light, your message, don't think it's dumb. Don't think it doesn't make sense. Don't think people are saying it, or those people or that person says it's so much nicer because they have graphics, or because, you know, they speak well, they have nice English, or because they're white or black or Caucasian or mixed or live in the US. No, that message is for you, right? And share it. Don't hoard it, because the more you share, the more God is going to give you more. If he trusts you with the little, and you're able to do something with the little, He's going to trust you with the big. Okay, so don't be waiting for when the big comes before you can come and announce it. No, even if you have 100 followers, 200 followers, 1,000 followers, 10,000, just share what you have. Okay, guys, so I've enjoyed today, and I hope you have too, and I hope you've been blessed. Take care. Love you all. Have a fantastic rest of the week and month. Bye.